Today I take you on a guided tour of Ubuntu 12.10 and point out 5 brand new interesting features that you should be interested in. This is TQA Weekly. I'm your host, Steve Smith, aka Z-Axis. You can email me your questions, comments, suggestions, and/or stories to ask@tqaweekly.com, and the show notes of this specific episode are available at tqaweekly.com/SE3EP07. I'm going to be talking about Linux. Once the operating system of the extreme geek, basically hiding in his basement or in his room, dabbling away in a terminal, but it is no longer like this. We can use the terminal. That's if we want. I like using the terminal, but I'm a hardcore programmer. But you don't have to. It's an operating system now that can be used just as you would any Macintosh or Windows machine, with many more benefits than you can ever imagine. And let's start with the most important one. It's absolutely free. So what I want you to do is go to Ubuntu.com. For those who don't know how to spell that, that's Ubuntu.com. If you are a Windows user, go to the download section and download the Windows client. It's super easy to use. It will install Linux in your machine, allow you to dual boot, all those geek things we used to do, and you'll be able to uninstall it if ever you don't like using it, without causing any major headaches to you and without requiring you going to your local computer store to figure out how to dual boot your machine. And the newer versions of Ubuntu promise to work with Windows 8 with all its security features. So why not try a free product you don't have to pay hundreds of dollars for licensing for, especially since it will do most, if not everything, you do in a machine. And for most users, Ubuntu, not Windows or Mac, is the choice you should be doing. So like I said, we're going to be looking at Ubuntu 12.10, codenamed Quetzal. It offers many features, but I'm only going to be looking at 5. Since there's so many, and there's probably going to be other shows looking at the other features, I'm going to look at the features that are most prominent when you log in into Ubuntu. Then after, I'll go back to how you can communicate with me on which features you want to see in my future episodes. So let's get to that demonstration. This is Ubuntu, more specifically Ubuntu 12.10. You may actually be able to identify it by the Ubuntu One icon, Amazon, and then Ubuntu One Music Store. So to start, let's start off with web apps. Requires Firefox to be running, so you load it. Let's say you go to some place like the BBC News. Well, you'll see an icon, like the info icon. Normally it pops up, but simply click on it and it will ask you if you want to install it for extra features and quicker access. Clicking install allows it to be installed to the left. Now if you want to keep it there and not lose it, you have to right click and lock to taskbar. One of the new features you'll see is the bubble that appears in the top right. Now another cool feature is the online search and dash previews, both of which can be used together. So click on the dash icon. First, let's look for an application that is fairly typical. Let's say Solitaire. Now let's say you never even saw this application, or you never used it, or you have used it but can't quite remember if it's the right one. Just right-click the icon and you'll get a preview of the application. Should you want to access said application, you can launch it. If you're not interested in keeping it, you can always uninstall it. Under the same note, let's say you're looking for images or image software. You would type in images. You'll get files and folders with images within them called images. You'll have applications that provide images, And you now have an online search feature, which gives you more suggestions, which gives you things along the same line. So let's say you're interested in one of these suggestions at the bottom. Again, to do a preview, all you need to do is right click. Gives you the contents of said product, the image, and the ability to buy the product in question. Another cool feature is the Ubuntu One Music Store. And it's very easy to access. Simply click upon the icon. Once you log in, you'll be brought to this screen where you'll be able to access numerous different songs and albums very simply. And for the time being, buy any track and get 6 months music streaming plus 20 gigs of storage for free, which might I add, iTunes never did in its life. The last feature I'd like to talk about is the integration of Amazon into Ubuntu. Now obviously, it is simply just the addition of a button leading to Amazon using their Amazon Associate ID. However, it does allow them to collect funds for an open source project that will allow them to give us a better operating system and an even better user interface experience. So I have absolutely no problem with this, considering that I myself and many others already shop at Amazon on a virtually daily basis, where you also get all the movies and music, software and hardware that you absolutely want. So if you have any feature requests that you want me to talk about, if you have any other questions, comments, suggestions, and or stories on that, just email me at ask@tqaweekly.com. Of course, next week, I'm going to be looking at UPnP. You probably see this on your router boxes when you buy it, or brand new hardware, and a whole bunch of other stuff. I'll explain what UPnP, or Universal Plug and Play, was actually designed for, explain why you shouldn't have it running in the first place, and basically why some people nickname it Universal Plug and Pray. Remember to like this episode if you're interested in today's topic, share if you think someone else could be interested in today's topic, and subscribe if you wish to learn more. For more information on this episode and others, how to subscribe to our weekly newsletter, go onto our online store, heck, ask me your questions, comments, suggestions, and or stories, head over to tqaweekly.com. Remember to stay safe and online, and have a great day.